Alright, what's up, people? I decided to just go ahead and start this stream without a standby. Because I actually was able to download it a little faster than usual, and I had time to just kind of wash up and shit. So yeah, it's another Mushoku. This is if I had to have a moist, if I have to have a moist meter for this, if I have to have a moist meter for this show right now, if I want to have a moist meter, because like what was his name again? Fuck, I forgot. The guy with the moist meter. This is fucking wet as hell. Pause. My bad. And it's just Jujutsu Kaisen as well. It's damp as hell. It is. This is probably gonna be the non-sequel anime this season for me easily. There's nothing else that comes close. It has just been a joy, but like I liked the really wholesome aspects of it. I like the serious aspects of it. Yeah, it does have its uncomfortable moments, but I feel like when you just kind of add it up together and it just kind of, you have to realize that sometimes to appreciate a series, you kind of just don't need to rely basically on your sense of comfort level. And I feel like when people criticize the show, it's because of things about it don't correlate with the comfort level because of what the subjects it touches. Which is weird when the same I hate to rant about this again, but I want to wait. I want to wait until I get more of an audience here, because there was 8 waiting for me here, and all of a sudden there's just 4 of you guys. Like, what happened to you, y'all? But yeah, that's fine, but. It's such a really well thought out narrative, even just like I know it just from episode 1. Like I take one look at it and I'm just like, it doesn't feel like just like your typical isekai wish fulfillment series. It's more of a redemption. Why is it? People forget there are even more. There are characters out there as deviant as Rudy, or as scumbag as Rudy, or even more, perhaps even more so. People forget about Kuro Sensei being a pervert. Yes, Kuro Sensei from Assassination's Classroom. He was one hell of a pervert, but people just kind of play it off or forget he is that. Onizuka from Great Teacher Onizuka, my guy. He's one hell of a pervert. And so if you're not familiar with the show and how he's like, I remember like Onizuka's like at least in his late 20s or early 30s, and his situation is not, when you say it, like, yeah, he's more outgoing, but that's just how the narrative for Onizuka is. They need him more at the forefront as a teacher. I mean, otherwise he's just doing silly shit. I mean, but people will just say, "Oh, but they're cool. They're cool looking, so it's fine. So it's fine for them, but not for Rudy." But Rudy is not. If Rudy was like somehow like a cool scumbag and then he gets teleported, I don't know how much of an interest I would have. I don't know how much interest I would have, when he converts over to that character, because then his development will not be may not turn out as interesting. I mean, because essentially the whole thing where redemption is, instead of him, like, if he was like that, if he was more like the cool scumbag, he would just be fucking around. He wouldn't be going out of his way to try to understand the world. No, this isn't full screen. This is not This is not well, okay. It's a transparent glaze, so you can kind of see it, man. To anyone who's Kevin Carno, I think you're new, but it's sort of glazed over. You can still see some of it, but there's no sound. The subtitles, or at least I kind of cut off to where you can see them more clearly. Yeah, people forget about Araragi. And people will say, oh, because it's more self-aware, and Araragi is more self-aware. Like, yeah, but isn't Rudy sort of self-aware of him? Try to make him already let the audience know, yeah, I'm an asshole. Like, in an indirect way. Araragi does it in a more direct way, to where people accept it better because they're again more comfortable that knowing about it. But I don't know, like, I guess it depends on the preference. This is really tough to talk about because a show like this, I mean, and people, I don't know what people are like. They complain about a generic isekai fantasy nowadays, and when people tell me that, when I ask people, like, what do you want to expect out of it, they'll either say ReZero, or ReZero is a totally different objective though. And other people suggest Bookworm, but Bookworm is also something completely different. It's not really, because it's not like the main character in mind is out looking for redemption, which would have been more, because her journey doesn't feel as interesting, in my opinion. I mean, it's still a fairly decent isekai. I mean, she wants to build a life. She wants to make books, just in a world that somehow doesn't have many books at all. But I don't know, man. It's kind of funny when those same people will be trying to talk up other shows. And those same people will say, "Oh, Wonder Egg Priority is so good." It's not. I'm gonna say, sorry to those who do like it. It's not that good. Quote: Wonder Egg Priority has clear problems, and the defense is because the characters are already made to be likable from the get-go. And it's weird with that one because these characters are supposed to have really, really serious problems. When you touch on the really serious social aspects like bullying, sexual molestation, basically like problems with social communication, starving yourself or suicide. When you put that and then you see them just getting along, yeah, it's a surreal world, it's trippy, it's surreal setting, it's still trippy as hell, it's very unsettling, but when you depict them in that way and you don't seem to have a very straightforward direction, even in any sense of foreshadowing, it's still very, very vague. It's just like, why? It's just like, it only is good because it looks good and likable because of how conveniently it tries to throw these philosophical looking ideas into it, but it doesn't know what to do with these ingredients. So I appreciate more when a story knows what to do with the ingredients it presents, just like this series, the ReZero and Jujutsu Kaisen, and what's that other show? What was that other show? Eurocamp just does what it needs to do. It does what it does best and doesn't try to do any other bullshit. Oh lord. Yeah. Wonder Egg. Oh damn. You lost interest from episode 3? I could see where episode 3 was just off-putting. I don't remember much That's how Wonder Egg priorities me. It's just like there isn't much interesting stuff besides foreshadowing, theory crafting, and all. But yeah, I think I've said much more. I think I've. Okay, so I see that enough people have gathered to the chat. Sorry to keep y'all waiting, but we're gonna get started. Episode 8. This is gonna be really spicy, I bet. Of course, it's gonna be spicy. What am I saying? it's always like that in Mushoku Tensei. I love it for what it is. I love it for that. It doesn't shy away from it, but it handles things. So far, it's been great, and it's close to being another personal favorite. I still need more. I still need a little bit more from it, honestly, though. But so far, so good. Anyways, I'm gonna get it started. So sorry for the wait to the 20 something 20 or so people, in this stream, watching the stream right now. Sorry for the wait. Episode 8's gonna get started. All right. Let me see. Double checking everything. Okay, we're good. I think. Sorry if Funimation also pops up here too. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Was it? Was he checking his? Why are these action scenes always so fucking lit? Just stick to what you're good at, man. Look like fucking Gojo's domain expansion, right? Am I right? Oh god, the rain looks even realistic too. That's crazy. Yeah, it's basically a biography of a person. It's gonna highlight their good moments, their bad moments, the ugly moments, and the epic awesome moments too. That's how it is. I mean, welcome to the NHK. Welcome to the NHK. That was a good show. The good, bad, ugly, and heartfelt, emotional, awesome stuff. All right. So why are people so why so why should people be so offended but not be offended by NHK? I think people. I mean, it's a biasness toward fantasy shows though. So I can kind of get that, but I kind of just like it's still unjustified. But it is like a preemptive sort of jaded sense of, I guess, jadedness toward fantasy, and I can relate. I've been kind of jaded with most fantasy shows, as of recently. So when this series is clicking and doing shit right for once, I gotta give it the credit. I have to give it the credit. So yeah, it's really apparent that these demi-humans are kind of like servants. They're hired as servants, slaves. I don't really want to say they're hired straight up as slaves. It's a little too harsh for that. Oh, it's his 10th. Oh yeah, every 5 years. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. There's 4 main one, huh? Yeah. I mean, it will work for him because I don't think he really has been able to have an actual birthday celebration back in his old life. That Eris's mother. Hey, it kind of makes sense why she's not having a good impression of Rudy despite his efforts because of how much attention he dragged. Was you hiding something? Well, it does say the brain uses carbs or sugars a lot. Oh yeah, it's a surprise birthday party. He's gonna try to act dumb. So nobody in this world's gonna ask him what about those cars, about those weird looking machine car thing, whatever you call it. I like how he's aware. He's not just like an idiot. He's just not like an idiot. Oh wow. He's trying. No, she's trying to buy time. She's trying to buy time. It really a butt? That's not a butt. That's like a rock. So okay, so she held out. She held out for just in time. Just in time for the celebration. That's a hot. This man. I don't prevent him from turning up whenever possible. You don't want to attract too much attention. A little too good. If you okay, for anyone who's wondering why is Ghislaine like why they gotta wonder about Ghislaine's ass, think about it. Like, have you ever touched a horse ass before? It's literally hard because horses got a lot of leg muscle, something like that. Because Ghislaine's usually running like shit, man. At least she's a okay. Thank you. At least she's aware. You just gotta get the awkward ass family members out. We don't want a big ass celebration. Wait a minute. What is this? Ooh, nice. Ooh, that's a nice looking design. I like how the top's kind of like a spear too. I will agree, the name's kind of lame. I do agree with my boy Rudy. The name could be better. Oh man. And when you think everything is going all so good, you know shit's gonna turn up. Shit's gonna go ugly. I mean, that's sort of serious. Had well, that explains why she always so looked so pissed off. So at that last moment, she's just kind of just like fucking just like oh oh my dear, marry this guy. I think that's why she's just gonna act like that. Well, not marry her yet. I think. Okay, I don't like the sound of that. Nope. Nope. Just play it off. Rudy is just still trying to figure out shit. He doesn't want to get tangled up that deeply. At least not yet. But you can sense shit's really is just really, you know, he senses that things are really fishy here. If only he's not keep getting distracted by that. What he's gonna come back to. Did her mom tell her to do this? Oh, did Philip do that? Just he actually didn't do it. He actually didn't do it. He was imagining shit, by the way. So so she so yeah, someone put up for that. Why is she putting you up to it? Damn, that did not end well. That did not end well. Yeah. So that's you know what? That's a legit reason. If that's what if that Bro, it's awkward, but I'm not I don't have a problem. I don't have that much of a problem at all. I mean, they actually clean up rather nicely. He's just like, fuck. It's like fuck, this sucks. And man, like no wonder like what was I thinking? That's just my fault being a virgin in my past life. But at least Ares is just like, oh dumbbell. Oh shit. You forgot Sophie. You forgot your childhood friend. Uh oh. So this was going on while he was. Oh lord. Oh yeah, at least 5. Yeah, 5 years passed since. So like, there, I think the kids are like 4 or 5 years old by this point. Oh, it was the whole. Oh, it's the Holy Grail. I do kind of a very scary. Yeah. Damn, he's like, damn. You know, Paul's like that guy is like that husband who is always doing dangerous work in this part of like the fire department, the police department. Like you could get killed on the job if you're not careful. Oh dear. Does it have to do with that? Sigh. Wait, is this being? Is it what? Oh dear. Um. Okay, that's not good. Oh shit! It's Igneel. Oh geez, they animate the shit out of this thing, the dragon. That is awesome. Look at this. Oh, is he part dragon too or something? Or is it more like he has some dragon like powers? Because that dragon just backed off. Or is he the one commanding them? Or no, I don't know. No, actually no, it's not that. Who are you, my guy? And oh my god, Kaiba's voice. Are those are the demons? Or that's a seal. Gosh, a bunch of people just pulling up. Wow. Uh-oh. Oh, this is not good. Oh no. Oh no. What attacked? What is that? Oh jeez. Wait. Did Peleus? Oh boy. Do I know something about? Oh dear. Oh my god. I'm worried. I am really I am I'm looking at this and I'm just really concerned. I'm just really concerned. Oh shit. What the hell happened? What the hell had just happened? First we went from, you know, Rudy's just kind of celebrating. He's like, oh, I fucked up. I shouldn't have, I shouldn't be crossing the line. I fucked up again. This is on me. Like Virgin Life sucked. Virgin Life back in my previous life sucked. It but like yeah, it was just like it was a really her reaction to him just kind of going too far because Rudy doesn't know what Aries was at the time what Aries is trying to do, and then it just occurred to him that because of the situation with the family, you know, not wanting Rudy to, because you know the whole thing, the whole sort of predisposition that you know, the most the family would have regarding Rudius, she figured that Rudius made because you know they don't want to cause too much of a fuss on his 10th birthday of all things. She figured if that's what she was, if Eris was really thinking, and I wish there was some, and I don't know if that's the thing, but I wish we had maybe Eris's inner dialogue, which would have helped clarify some of my questions about that. Like if she did do that, so because she didn't want Rui to be lonely, I mean she didn't want him to go that far, then that would make sense why she did that. I don't think it was really anyone. I personally don't think it was anyone else's decision. It was kind of hers to make. I think that's why she just kind of prepared herself for it. I mean, she's taken a real liking to Rudius already, and I do agree this was better handled than in episode 6. People are still gonna buzz about it. People are still gonna say it's worse than episode 6, but I feel like at least there is something wrapped up with that sort of occurrence, and so. And so I'm actually like, yeah, it was rather, it was just rather, you know, actually I shouldn't be that, you know, phased by it. I've seen work, I've seen plenty of that before, and it's like, how about a lot of those ecchi shows like y'all just, you know, you gonna just play off like, oh. It's like, oh, because you're ecchi, you can forgive that. No, fam. But the thing is, at least they wrapped it up. At least he should not have done that. At least he expressed some remorse on that. It's just, like he even fucking apologized. Like, yeah, you still don't need to like him, but at least he wanted to acknowledge, it's like, fuck, I did that. I went to that point. My bad. That's on me. That's on me for that. And Eris at least understands. And I think from that, the way it's just like, oh, another 5 years. It's just like it didn't hurt their sort of relationship, because I would think, like, even though Eris did just kind of retaliate out of you know, out of the fact like she got too uncomfortable, but it's kind of natural, like if you I don't care if it's your close guy, like if they start to do something that is crossing the line or is getting really annoying, like depending on how your personality is, you're gonna snap back. You're gonna snap back. That's how it is. Like, do you like that? I mean, hers, you know, Eris's ways is just a little too rough around the edges, which is pretty typical for her character. It's no surprise. It's not something that I feel that will change for her entirely. That's how she's gonna be. That's how she's gonna be when she grows up. That's how she is. But It doesn't mean she's not, you know, open for character development, which she's already gotten. She's already gotten that. And I feel, and Eris does recognize that. Does probably, like I was about to say, Eris probably recognizes that Rudius may have misunderstood things. I think that's her. I don't know. Like, I would have liked inner dialogue on her part, but I think I'm asking too much for that. Yeah, people want this man to just suddenly become a better person. No. I feel like with a show like this, you need baby steps. People don't know that you need baby steps. Now, it depends on how patient you are, and your patience with a series, it can vary depending upon the show, the show that you're getting into. And I feel like with this, you need something like, this is the ReZero thing all over again. It, like, I remember back, my boy Subaru in season 1, I hated him. I absolutely hated him. I get so irritated by him so much. But unlike Shinji, he did not stay a bitch. He actually developed. He actually developed in season 2. Yeah, I liked the work they did for him in season 2 so far. And he also helped in and Emilia. They did her character very well. And she's close to being a favorite of mine as well. And people expect this man to become Gary Stu. Then they're gonna complain about, oh, things are too convenient for him. So what are your expectations, man? I just want this show to be good. Good in what? What are you trying to expect? Okay, if you have a problem with the show, just say you don't like the show because you don't. Just say you don't like the show because you don't like the character plot. If you say you just don't like the show because of the MC, that's fine. This is not for you. But if you're gonna go out your way and say this show is bad because this character, because the way they show this is supposedly bad, because the character, you know, you're gonna say it's bad it's because the MC is a pervert. You're gonna say it's bad because the way they showed, you know, the very sexual stuff, which is something that is more common in real life society than people will think. It's just that these sort of people that criticize have never been exposed or familiar or even knowledgeable of it. And sometimes they are, but they forget, but they try to play it off because they want to. It's just a weird sense of biasness. I think what they have most trouble is what they show Rudy's actions as disgusting. Many other anime play those things for laughs. You know, those other shows that play for laughs, when they do it like that, I get put off. I get put off when it's done for laughs. This was not done for laughs. This was meant to build upon Rudy's character. For better or worse, I don't care if you still have a bad opinion about it. That's still development. The thing is, when I say I don't like Eren, it's just me not liking it. It's not me saying it's not me saying Attack on Titan is bad because I think Eren is bad. It's just because I don't agree with it and I just don't like how AOT Attack on Titan's protection. That's fine. That is just my sort of personal biasness that I can have a reason with. But so, and it's just like that. I mean, it's just most people got exposed to bad anime manga novel too much. They get used to seeing Garisu characters that they have no character progression. Since practically like a dozen gems out there. This episode, the prologue is ending. It's like DxD with Issei, for example. Yeah, like I think you actually in Chinas you touched upon a good aspect on it. When you play the perverted stuff just for laughs, That's fine if it's in a show where comedy is intended and is the mainstay, not meaning the show is good because of that. I mean, that's just the niche. That's part of the intentions. That's part of the demographic it will appeal. Those sort of shows will appeal to. But the thing with this is that people are too saturated by the usual generic stuff to where when they do to the point where when they do get exposed to a quality show that just is kind of just not the typical way because they wanted it because they are it looks pretty chill, but then at the same time this is Majino Tabi all over again. Seriously. This is sort of Majino Tabi all over again. And all of a sudden people are just like, this is more shit. And what? Bam. What are you doing? They can't stand an ugly bastard getting world. I mean, he used to be an ugly bastard, though. To be fair, this is a redemption. He is trying to start over. He is using this case to start over. I mean, you clearly see he has his even intentions, but he is trying to understand this twisted world he's in. He is still in his deviant ways, and it's also just it's very dangerous right now because he still doesn't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know whatever that happened was, but all of a sudden, he who is still very, very vulnerable because he's still a Navik, he's already thrown into a situation that into what could be a global pandemic, a global disaster. Depending on what's gonna transpire in the next episode. Because you see, all the feral, the wild animals or creatures and beasts and all, they look weird. They ain't normal wolves. The ones that Paul and his troop and his group were tackling. So he's thrown into this. So now they've already shown the twisted aspects of I don't think the part of society in that world. I still feel like they're gonna explore more of that. But right now they're tangled up in a situation where you got a couple of these shady characters. I'm not so sure how to feel about the lolly demon, the midget lolly demon. I hate to use lolly, but the midget demon's introduction, I kind of felt like that was out of place. I do personally feel like she could have been revealed later, but I guess it's because of how this whole event is attracting, other characters from around the world that he's in. It would kind of make sense. Something big is going to happen. He's caught in the middle of it. So let me look through more of this chat. There's also the fact that many isekai are meant for self-insert, so they end up getting him Dusoku with the wrong mentality. That is also that's also a good point. They expect it to be more wholesome instead of a mixture of the good, the bad, the ugly. That's how it is. But again, in the end, it is still basically a biography or autobiography of someone trying to redeem himself in a new life, a new world. Again, people will find excuses for it. By the way, pretty much everybody ignores Redo Healer being. How many zeros are there? So I'm sorry, I'm counting this guy's thing. No, it's actually 10 million times worse. Redo Healer. Y'all know I haven't caught up on that for a good reason. When H-Dive delayed it and I was wearing the advantage, and all of a sudden it just kind of went out. The air for that went out. I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. And if they focus the hate on the show, that is a great one. I think it's because Rudy Healer is so bad that people start caring less. I think that's pretty much it. I think Rudy Healer is just bad and boring now. Like it's sad. I mean, okay. So the backlash for Goblin Slayer and Shield Hero is justified because Goblin Slayer and Shield Hero, whatever is like, they have honest problems with their honestly big issues with how they narrate stuff. Because I personally don't know. I don't think Shield Hero handled some of its intended themes too well. I don't think Goblin Slayer did it too well. I mean, I don't know if it'll improve if those two will improve down the stretch in their source material. But for now, when I really think about it, there's not enough tact to it, in my opinion. I mean, and then so they think about that. Then it's probably like they're also thinking about those sort of shows, and then Mushoku Tensei comes along too. That could also be a thing. I hope they'll be open-minded when it comes to pervert stuff. Another less nice opinion that I have is Rudy forced many of the people complaining the loudest to look themselves in the mirror. I feel like Rudius is indirectly telling the hypocritical people watching the series to kind of just look yourself in the mirror, and you're just like, yeah, you could have done that. Yeah, in that position, I'm pretty sure you could have done this too. I'm pretty sure you will have these awkward moments like I am, or like you've experienced something like I did, but not as bad. But you're gonna call me out because I was the unluckiest, or something like that. I think maybe I'm looking at this wrong. I'm looking at this a little bit wrong, but that's my thoughts on that. The God Throne says is awoken of a devil god, so it's probably bad time. Okay, guys, easy with the spoilers. I'm gonna go through those I'm gonna just glaze over the stuff that feels like spoilers. I think it's because Kara is an innocent person before, while he can't stand an ugly bastard getting his redemption, becoming better, even if it sometimes is less takeover. Again, can we go back to Welcome to the NHK, please? Can we go back to this? Tatsuhiro, in my opinion, is a scumbag. He's a jerk. Because he's just like, what the fuck is with this life? What the fuck is with life? Is at the point where he, like, if there weren't people helping him at the time, he would have just he would have ended his life pretty prematurely. There's much more things to it too. I mean, the stuff in NHK is arguably even more, frustrating and very, very triggering to deal with than most of the stuff in Mushoku Tensei so far. But because Mushoku Tensei is a fantasy series, of course, and when most people are having the disposition to it, they're going to give it more flack than something like this, which you're going to hail to no degree. I think a reason so many spoke about Mushoku Tensei is that most agree that the show is great, but they think the sex part is to be evil. They hate Rudy, but they love Ayakari. Wait, is it the Redo Healer guy? Hold on. I'm not even trying to remember I'm not even trying to remember the name of that one. Kaoru? Kaoru's trash. He's trash. He just has a revenge boner. That's what it is, because they wronged him. But the way that he's going about it is just, not only is it just so conventional for him, because the way he's just getting powers, and just the way he's just getting a blowjob harem. There's nothing compelling about it. There's nothing about it for me to get interested in his story, other than the shit on it, other than the shit talk about it, other than the settings he's in, any of the characters he's involved with. Nothing. The only thing that is appealing is the hentai shit. Paul sucks? Oh, Karu sucks more. Karu sucks more, alright? I don't know what you're talking about, fam. I heard people say Mushoku would be great without the sexy part. I wouldn't, you know, I would not totally disagree with that, but it wouldn't be as, I mean, it wouldn't be as daring. It wouldn't be as complex because, again, I've said before, this is basically a biography. This is basically a biography where it's going to highlight the good and the bad and the ugly. If I was in Rudy's place, I would enact the Hikaru Genji plan for myself. I wish Rudy Healer was better made so it would take more of the backlash for this season. Yeah. Rudy Healer's animation is terrible. It's not glop. At least it's not totally glop. It's not derp. It's not totally derp. But it's bad. It's really bad. It's uninspiring. It's kind of boring too. It's boring to see. Like, I had to try to, you know, the only thing that keeps me awake is when they just play over the music, and even then it feels low. Like, don't watch. For those who somehow have not watched Redo Healer, I advise you to not waste your time with that. If you want something that is daring but wants to tell a good story, this is your thing. ReZero as well. So how it is. The worst with redos with some hentai erga romance do a better story with the same theme. That's the funny part too. That you're actually that's actually legit. That's actually legit. That's actually a legit point. That's the funny part. Sadly enough. Yeah, Karu is just evil and Rudy's is just being a better person. Karu doesn't get any character development whatsoever. All he is just boning about for shit. And even when Naofumi and Win is like, I don't like revenge. I don't like it with revenge stories. Revenge stories are just, I don't know. They're too easy to fuck up. Arthuretta as well. I feel like they screwed it up, at least anime adaptation wise. And we done here? No, we're still talking. We're gonna still talk for a little bit more. I want to cover some other things here because I'm still scrolling through the chat, guys. But yeah, MT probably wouldn't be the same stuff if it didn't show the sex stuff. Yeah. Me if Paul was real and about to beat me up. Hey, we're friends, aren't we? I don't know. Depends on how you think about it. Redo Healer gets more and more cringe, probably to the point where things get ridiculous. I've seen people praising the animation of Redo Healer on Mel, even though it's mediocre to below average. What? What? Hold up. What? Wait. They praise Redo Healer's animation, but those same people will criticize this. What? Bam. I'm at a shock. I'm actually just. You kidding me? It's horrible and disgusting. You still love watching. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why some people will continue on something like Boruto. That's kind of the reason why you keep watching for the wreck. This is the sorry Black Clover fans. I kept watching Black Clover for just for the spectacle of the wreck. Black Clover does get better along the way, but not by that much. Fairy Tale. Yep. I don't want to. Nope. 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 I'm not talking about that one. Wait, Rudy here is trying to copy Rant's series? What? What? Hold on. Oh, this series? Okay then. That's a game. Okay then. That's something that wouldn't instantly come to mind, but okay. Based on another anti-arrogate thing. That's not surprising. Story-wise, from Alfredo was great, but got butchered so hard from the two studios. I wonder, is Alfredo that good in the light novels? I don't know. I'm still at such a huge disposition with how the anime did it. But I will try to at least check out the light novel whenever I can. I mean, I'm still not into revenge story. I don't think I'm really into revenge stories unless if it's really sophisticated, and I don't know if Alfred is really like gonna be like that. I don't know, man. Gakuso, the Mountain of Monte Cristo. It was enjoyable. I like that. I like that one. I don't know. I had mixed feelings about it the first time I watched it. I maybe watch it at some, again at some point when I get done with most of these seasonals. About this episode, they skipped the part where Rudy explains the technique Ghislaine used to the kidnappers. Huh. I read the full arc for Carrie. He full went carry at one point, but after the arc of going back to the good, after that, his arc of going to back to the good person he was. Well, okay, that's a good. Okay, that's good. If that is how it is, that's good. Is there anything else to say? So I'm pretty sure we've got out the way that Redo Healer is just awful. It's 0 out of 10. This one, on the other hand, is pretty good. It's actually close to becoming another personal favorite, which says a lot. Because of my usual disposition with most isekai series and fantasy series in general. Like, I'm gonna be one of those guys that is jaded with it, but I'm open to something. But I'm still open-minded because I want to run upon that a great series that knows what it wants to do. And so far, this is doing very well. I give you have to give credit to the studio right now. They specifically made for this series. Now I know there's gonna be a bunch of dumb review videos or posts on Twitter, which I'm going to stay away from on Sundays now, about saying that this particular episode is trash, blah 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 blah. This fucking bullshit. Like, okay, but that's not a review. That's just you're ranting about shit. It has quite a lot of sex because they want the girls he meets. Hajime from Alpharetta went back enough to where he was before his carrier part started affecting others. Oh dear. Well, I'm gonna have to read the novels for the full rundown of that one. So yeah, I'm gonna look at that for myself and make a judgment after that, and let you guys know. Isekai is a trope. You can do great or bad. You could do shitty anime with any trope. That is true. Rom-coms, JoJo, even the shoot 'em up cyberpunk stuff can easily get messed up. Akudama Drive was a disappointment because they went with a nameless narrative. They gave us a splendid looking setting. Some nice moral themes that were kind of just there, but they glazed over it at face value and just went with the sloppiest ending I've ever seen in my life. sloppiest final stretch I've ever seen in my life. That's why I was harsh on it. And I tried reacting to it too, and I just lost interest after that brawler battle. Yeah. Remembered there was a time when I used to have a more positive opinion about SAO. Nope. As an anime wise, not really. Which makes me want. I should get to the light novels for that one too at some point. It's just so hard to set aside time to dig into novels, as opposed to manga where there's pictures you can just kind of breeze through for the most part, because there's just a lot of there's more pictures that do the show don't tell than the dialogue. Yeah, it was great, and it just fell off so hard. It's sad. I was one of the top reviews for it. Actually, I think I'm still number 1. And I wanted to like Aqua Drive. I legit did. But it presented so many issues in the second half that I could not ignore. I couldn't ignore it. And I don't like when people say it's better than Psycho-Pass. It's not. I'm guaranteeing you it's not. Because you toss is again one of these things like a One Priority where you toss all these good looking ideas and you just didn't know what to do with it in the end. And I mean, it depends on. It's still a personal preference thing, though. If you like that sort of stuff, I mean, if you're sort of that thing where you're just kind of like that Western flick action sort of stuff, where you just don't think too much about it at all, then that's fine. That's fine if you enjoy it like that. But if you're looking for a sophisticated cyberpunk setting, Akudama Drive's not the show you want to get into, but it's to say the least. Because they had to cut out a lot to fix the broadcast. Oh, was it the part with the censorship of the blood? Is that what's the issue with that? That wouldn't be surprising though. So yeah, I think I've got that out of the way. Man, I'm concerned for. I hope you're safe. I hope Rudy, I hope my 2 children, Rudy and Eris, are safe. I legit hope you're safe, and I hope Ghislaine is okay, because they just got yeeted by some sort of freaking some sort of, you know, global level domain expansion of something. I hate the Jujutsu Kaisen's got me, you know, that influenced, man, because you saw me make the domain expansion reference, because I couldn't help it. The giant ball looks like it could expand at any moment. It looks like trouble, and so yeah, I could not help but mention that. Ellen takes more time to read because it's more dialogue read than the manga who have pictures to do the talking. Yeah. My personal piece in name of 20 Sekai series, but I only think 20ish could be good to read. They already MCs, so they're safe. Yeah, but you're still concerned. You're still concerned in the end. Yeah, they'll be all right, but you're still that level of concern, like how their condition is. Are they gonna be really banged up, or like they're gonna be near death? And just like you're still concerned. It still kind of gets you on the edge, you know, emotionally. I mean, depending on how much you're attached to the story. So yeah. I think, okay, so one more thing. It's nice to see that Sophie's doing fine. Sophie is doing fine. She's doing actually really fine. I was just so worried that she might be still lingering, or just too preoccupied with worrying about Rudius. But it seems that she's doing all right. I mean, unfortunately, things are gonna get really nasty with the well, it's already been starting to get nasty. So I'm looking at the Mao here. So the Mao list states this guy is called Orsted, parentheses Dragon God, which makes sense because he literally just did not get affected by that dragon's attack. And I'm just gonna say this right now: they animate the hell out of those animals. Like usually with most fantasy shows, like the modern fantasy shows nowadays, where they're gonna have these cheap animated fantasy art, and the creatures just look derp for the most part. This one, they gave a lot of attention to detail. Like at no point in time have they ever skimmed on details at all. They really dedicate a lot of work. It's so comparable to how much effort Mappa does with the Jujutsu Kaisen anime. So now you know. Now I'm pretty much confirmed why I loved these two animes so much so far. It's such a blessing to have a series like that, and it's sad, but yet it's also sad because I don't want to talk about it much. It's so hard to talk about it much when it's under so much criticism because of the type of the nature of the social aspects of the societal aspects of it. The nobility is kind of messed up. The sexuality is something that's on the edge, and then and like how it's kind of like always a recurring thing. And you got Rudy is being the scumbag MC, but even though he's clearly looking to redeem himself, become a better person, and then like the people will just find excuses for what would otherwise be an amazing story. Let's not talk about Fairy Tail, man. Like I have to be careful too. I have to be careful too, because a certain family member of mine likes Fairy Tail. That same family member of mine likes Black Clover. So I gotta be incognito about it. So I gotta I don't want to piss them off. I think I'm done, guys. It's been a blast. I'm looking forward to next week too. It's how many episodes? Jeez, we only have 3 more episodes left. That's kind of sad. I mean, I know second core is coming in hopefully summer. I'm pretty sure it's that way because it says it's listed for summer, but it's not approved yet on Mal for some reason. But that's really good. That they at least know that it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time because we want the quality there. We don't want to stretch too much things out. The Fairy Tail dragons look like clay Play-Doh stuff with that animation. The drag. I mean, they were good at the time. They were good at the time that Fairy Tail was airing, but they just don't look. I don't think they're bad. They just are just standard. They don't. It's just your standard sort of animation with those things. I mean, it's not bad, but yeah. You're welcome, Doctor. I appreciate the shout out. I know this isn't the sophisticated. I feel like I need to edit my channel to describe like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a little different from most reactors. I'm also sort of an analysis, sort of casual, sort of like freelance reviewer critic, I guess if that's how you're gonna say it. There's so many worse fuck shit in many other animes. Yeah, that is very true. But people are just gonna shit on the ones that get more attention, just cuz. But I'm done here. Thank you guys for coming out. It's always a blast with these streams, with these Mushoku Tensei streams. Not gonna lie, really appreciate it. So like, subscribe, comment if you want to, let me in on something I might know. Don't spoil. Follow me on other social media platforms I use. But that's gonna do it, guys, for today. So this is Rudy Station signing off. See you next time. Take care. Stay safe. Have yourselves a good day.